Traditionally, personal protective officers, also known as bodyguards, have been reserved for royalty, celebrities, and political figures. However, as the number of high net worth individuals grows, bodyguards are now demanding a diverse range of clients. And to find out what makes a person worth protecting, keep watching as we examine the 5 most heavily guarded billionaires in the world. Thank you for returning to our channel. As a reminder, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and ring the bell to ensure that you are alerted whenever we release a new video. Number 5. Queen Elizabeth II. Despite being impressive, the Queen's security forces have a mixed reputation. The most visible and well-known line of defense is the iconic tall-hatted Queen's Guard, most famous for their elaborate marching spectacles and unflinching poker face while on guard duty. Still, they are far from the joke some tourists think they are, and are perfectly capable of causing trouble if you cross the line. The security personnel guards the Buckingham Palace at all hours who are masked and armed and are perfectly capable. The Royal Protection Service, or RPS, was established in 1983 and comprised of up to 185 SAS-trained personnel with varying degrees of James Bondness. The RPS is charged for providing round-the-clock protection for the Queen, the rest of the royal family, and the city's ambassadors. Number 4. Jeff Bezos. There is a whole new set of concerns that develop when you join the world of the wealthy and famous. The most important is safety and security, which means that the world's richest man, Jeff Bezos, will most likely have to take some steps to protect his safety. As a result of the wealth he has accumulated, not only has he invested in his bodyguards, but he has also had to engage in additional elaborate security measures to safeguard his family, friends, and close co-workers from any potential threats. Bezos has an estimated net worth of over $200 billion, and with that kind of wealth comes a slew of security worries, not just for himself but also for family members, close friends, and co-workers. People such as kidnappers might target Bezos in an attempt to hold him or his family hostage for ransom. Other individuals will inevitably have negative feelings about Jeff Bezos, and part of that negative sentiment has come from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Bezos came under attack from the Saudis after his newspaper, The Washington Post, published incriminating stories surrounding the death of Jamal Khashoggi. Although Bezos had no involvement in the reports published by The Washington Post, this did not prevent Saudis from launching an attack against him. Gavin de Becker, Bezos' head of security, discovered that the Saudis were responsible for hacking Jeff Bezos' phone and providing the sensitive information to the National Enquirer. Being under assault by an entire country implies that Bezos will undoubtedly want some security backup and protection. Bezos hires Gavin to work for Becker's firm. He uses Gavin de Becker and colleagues for his security since he has high confidence level in de Becker's protection, even going so far as to give de Becker a blank check to figure out who was behind the cell that was hacked in 2016. When Bezos made an appearance in the film, was a bold move. In addition, his journey outside the planet gained some insight into his security measures. Vanity Fair said that actor Chris Pine, who played one of the movie's stars, noted that Bezos arrived with 9 security and 3 limousines. He remembers that the set was quite intense. According to the most current reports, he spends around $1.6 million each year on personal protection, whether it's via the hire of an individual security squad or the installation of bulletproof glass in his office. Bezos must take steps to protect his safety. Because he is the wealthiest person on the planet, taking chances with security is not an option. Number 3. El Chapo Guzman. Although there are many well-known names within the prison walls, no other prisoner is more tightly safeguarded than Mr. Joaquin Guzman, although he is the most famous. He has been arrested several times and has always managed to escape his confinement. But since he was rearrested in 2016 and extradited to the United States, the drug lord has been held in 10 South Prison in Manhattan, New York. He is under constant surveillance by armed guards who are also under constant supervision by armed guards. He has to sleep in a different cell each night. The dogs who help guard him are also under constant surveillance by armed guards. Mr. Guzman even expressed dissatisfaction with prison conditions, including being locked in a cell 23 hours a day, except for visits from his lawyer, and denied outside contact with his family and media. He has undoubtedly become an advocate for prison reform, but should this serial prison escapee, who has been accused of killing thousands during Mexico's bloody drug wars and has a proven history of killing his enemies even while under lock and key, be considered a model prison reformer? Number 2. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is a technology entrepreneur. In today's world, nothing is a secret anymore, including the personal security budget of Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Since 2015, Zuckerberg has spent approximately $20 million annually on security, with $7.3 million going towards his bodyguards for his home and travels. These bodyguards are referred to as the Zuckerberg Secret Police. The detail is made up of 16 full-time guards who work in shifts around the clock. This amount of money is considered a record for security costs for any CEO of a large corporation to compare. Over a decade ago, tech executive Larry Ellison for Oracle had the most security expenses reported at $1.8 million, with the company that is constantly under fire for amassing massive amounts of personal data from its users and selling it to third parties. Zuckerberg seems to want to maintain his personal life a better-kept secret than the rest of the world. According to Facebook, it spent more than $23 million last year to provide security for its CEO. Under Mark Zuckerberg's overall security program, we pay for costs related to personal security for Mr. Zuckerberg at his residences and during personal travel, including the annual costs of security personnel for his protection in the procurement, installation, and maintenance of certain security measures for his residences, the company said. Officers go to the additional mile to disguise themselves in civilian clothing to keep him concealed. He is also accompanied and driven wherever he goes, much like Zuckerberg. Facebook's chief operating officer, Sheryl Sandberg, also has a continual security protection program identical to Zuckerberg's. Number 1. Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin, like other prominent political personalities in Russia, is protected by the Federal Protective Service. Putin's followers, on the other hand, seem to be a whole different animal altogether. In the Federal Protection Service, nothing is known about the operations of Putin's arm. There is no publicly accessible information regarding the company's activities, and there are no publicly available reports. It operates in such secrecy that only educated guesses can be made about what they do. Mr. Vladimir is a contentious character who has been the focus of media attention since his first acting president in 2000. It has been noted that the man has begun to develop a sort of personality cult around him in the same way that some previous leaders have done. Although there are no giant statues of him being built, he has become something of an internet icon in his own right, which has kept him in the public eye regularly, something that has not been without its drawbacks. As is evident, the popular image of this leader has been increasingly divided as a consequence of the political and financial corruption inside his cabinet, which has resulted in a slew of demonstrations, threats, and assassination attempts, forcing Putin to increase security in his unique style. Former bodyguards for Russian President Vladimir Putin have amassed enormous authority in return for their unwavering allegiance. Many of them have also stored massive money, demonstrating how the country's new rising elite has taken advantage of a system designed to preserve the old. The security services for the president. Its origins can be traced back to the Soviet Union's 9th Chief Directorate of the KGB and under General Alexander Korsakov. The BP employs approximately 2,000 to 3,000 non-uniform personnel and is responsible for protecting the President of Russia and the Prime Minister of Russia and their respective families and residences, and it is headquartered in Moscow. If you like this video, be sure to check out other videos on our Luxury Master channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time.